In fact, I'll continue from where the previous speaker left. He's talking about India, he's talking about Bharat, and he was also talking about our rich ancient heritage. So that's where I'm here, respected dignitaries, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an honor that I'm speaking on the theme that actually captures the spirit of India, spirit of our civilization, and of our century. The topic is soft power, strong nation, how Bharat shapes the world. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment when nations are measured not by the size of their economies or militaries, but actually they are measured by the strength of their ideas, strength of their cultures, and of course, values. It's important to recognize that Bharat's greatest export to the world has always been its wisdom. You saw it in the earlier presentation. Wisdom, not its weapons. Its compassion, not its conquest. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, spoke at Waves, and he actually said that India's strength lies not in what it can acquire, but in what it can inspire. And that inspiration, friends, is the essence of our soft power. The ability to move hearts before we move hands. And from the chants of Rig Veda to the codes of UPI, Bharat's story has always been one of continuity with creativity, of a nation that tries to convince, not coerce. Friends, in an age that currently is dominated by noise and disruption, Bharat speaks with a quiet confidence, the confidence of a civilization that has endured, evolved, and enlightened humanity for millenniums. For much of history, nations competed for hard power, the power to command, the power to control, the power to coerce. Friends, hard power can protect borders, but it cannot build bridges. It can win wars, but it cannot win hearts. In today's interconnected world, influence flows through trust, ideas, and inspiration. And as a scholar, Joseph Nye pointed out, this is what is called as soft power. Friends, hard power controls, soft power connects. And it's the hard power which actually wins only wars. Soft power wins trusts. As I say, hard power may dominate space, but soft power is the one that's going to define time. So as the world gets fatigued by the friction of wars, walls, and wealth, soft power replaces fear with faith, rivalry with respect. During India's G20 presidency, right here in this enclave, the motto, Vasudev Kutumbakam, which was one earth, one family, one future, and it was not a slogan, but it actually was a statement of civilization. And when the New Delhi Leaders' Declaration came out right from here, which achieved consensus despite global polarization, it reminded the world that moral persuasion can succeed where military pressure fails. Friends, India's soft power is civilizational. Our values of ahimsa, satyagraha, sarvodaya transforms global movements. We have seen in the case of Martin Luther King to Nelson Mandela, the moral compass of the modern world has actually pointed back to India. Yoga and Ayurveda have become universal symbols of wellness. Dharma and karma, as was there in the last presentation, have entered the world's vocabulary of virtue. Every 21st June, when millions of us perform Surya Namaskar from the Sydney Opera House down south to Central Park up there in the north, they salute not just the sun, but the source. That's India. Our sages taught us that world is one family. Our scientists are now proving that planet is one ecosystem. This actually is the continuum of consciousness that defines Bharat, which is ancient in essence, but modern in its expressions. And our spiritual heritage, the philosophies underlying Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, has shown that peace, tolerance, and coexistence are not political choices. They actually are civilizational imperatives. And friends, when scriptures speak to the spirit, when storytellers speak to the screen, India's media and entertainment segment, the segment that I currently have the charge to take forward, is now a huge enterprise which is trying to explore economy as its, which is trying to explore emotions as its new economy. From Satyajit Ray to Rajamouli, from Lagan's cricket field to Elephant Whisperer's quiet compassion, Indian cinema has turned culture into conversation. To give this creative current a global harbor, India hosted, as all of you know, the first ever World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit, of which all of us in the media industry were a part. A platform that brought together more than 100 countries, more than 3,000 companies from world over, with one global message coined by our Honorable Prime Minister: connecting creators, connecting countries. And this reflected our belief that collaboration is the new currency of culture. Our music, from the tabla beats to A.R. Rahman, blends tradition with technology, finding rhythm in every culture. Our art and craft, Madhubani, Kalamkari, Khadi, they're all heritage with a heartbeat, living and breathing symbols of our resilience. Festivals like Diwali, that we currently all of us are celebrating, and Holi are now being celebrated across more than 100 countries. Not just as Indian events, but as global festivals of light and joy. The year 2023 was declared as the International Year of Millets. This was another Indian idea that was shaping the world's future of food. Through every medium, cinema, crafts, cuisine, or color, Bharat not just entertains, it also educates the world about harmony and diversity. India's intellect and its invisible infrastructure, from the zero of Aryabhatta to Chandrayaan 3 touchdown at Shiv Shakti Point, our pursuit of knowledge has always married science with soul. Our ancient universities, Takshila, Nalanda, Vikramashila, were the Silicon Valleys of their age. Today our IITs, IIMs and AIMS are carrying forward that flame. Through our digital public infrastructure, Aadhaar, UPI, CoWIN, ONDC, we are building the world's largest open source model of inclusion. More than 50 countries are now studying our stack, proving that our software is not just code, but it is conviction. As was indicated, artificial intelligence going forward is going to be one of the major disruptions, not just for the media and entertainment, but for the economies at large. And that's where India's AI mission is going to ensure that machines learn not just logic, but ethics. The Shiva in between was pointed out by the previous speaker, which will actually embed the dharma so pivotal in the AI age. So innovation with integrity and technology with trust is what our soft power offers to the world. Friends, in this era of shouting capitals, India remains the calm center. Our diplomacy blends policy with philosophy, growth with goodness, influence with integrity. Our leadership at the International Solar Alliance, Mission Life, Lifestyle for Environment shows that we practice what we preach. And friends, we do not aspire to be a dominating superpower, destabilizing the world. We aspire to be a power center of stability, sustainability, and above all, spirituality. Our diaspora, close to 35 million Indians living in more than 200 countries, they form a constellation of competence and compassion. They are our ambassadors of ability. When Diwali lights up the New York City Hall or the Melbourne Cricket Stadium, it echoes with the beats of Bollywood and Indian films. It's actually our diaspora which is turning our culture into celebration. Bharat's spirituality, our soft presence, is mindfulness in motion. From our gurus, Swami Vivekananda, to Aurobindo, to Mata Amritatmayi, to Ravi Shankar and Sadhguru, all of them have made ancient insights a modern instrument for harmony. India's compassion also walks the talk. Through vaccine Maitri, we sent COVID vaccines to close to over 100 countries. Our eternal gift to the world has been turning faith into fellowship and culture into compassion. Friends, as I talk about India's soft power, I'd like to mention that India's soft power is not ornamental. It's actually operational. It converts our diversity into dynamism, our heritage into humanism. It is the reason India is trusted when others are merely heard. As I speak before the members of the industry, I'd like to remind all of you that every product that we build, every partnership that we forge, we need to project brand India. We need to stand for quality, credibility, and conscience. To all our creators, artists, innovators, and scientists, it's essential that our technology is inclusive, our technology is intuitive, and our technology is inspired by dharma, because that's what the ancient heritage teaches us. And to each one of us, the world's idea of Bharat begins with us. It's our honesty, it's our humility, and our hard work that's going to bring in our soft power across the world. Because when Bharat speaks, the world listens, not out of fear, but out of faith, not from compulsion, but from our conviction. Ladies and gentlemen, this is India. This is India's soft power. Thank you. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat. A very happy Diwali to each one of you.